Hello, and welcome to a place I've not been in, I think, 3-4 years. We are on GTA Online, and the reason we are on GTA Online is because there has been a new update that was released, I believe, on Tuesday, called the Los Santos Tuners Update, or the Los Santos Summer Tuners Update. Either way, there has been, I think, 10 new cars added, and there's 7 new cars that are going to be added over the summer. And today, we're going to be going over all 10 of the new cars added, and we're going to be going over the 7 cars that were actually not released yet, because with OpenIV, we are able to see all the new cars, check out their models, and everything for the cars that aren't going to be released yet, but the cars that will be released over summer. So we're going to be getting a little bit of an exclusive look at all of the new cars again, including the ones that were not announced yet. So again, well, the first thing is that we're going to need some money on GTA Online, because I don't exactly play this. I have a little money left over. We have a bunch of cars that aren't even here that I believe I own. So what I'm going to go do is sell every single car I have and every asset I have on GTA Online. I'm not sure how long that's going to take. Hopefully not too long. And then we're going to be buying all the cars that we can, going through all the customization with them. And then at the end of the video, we're going to be going over the 7 unreleased cars and going through each one of those. And hopefully you guys can, get a little bit of a sneak peek of the cars coming up throughout the summer during this update while it's going on, and the cars that will be released over time. And yeah, it should be an interesting thing. But first of all, we got to go sell all our cars. So let's go do that real quick, and then see which cars we can at least buy to try out and show you guys some of the customization for. So again, let's go sell all our assets and see how this goes. So for some weird reason, I think this is one of the dumbest features I've ever seen, but we've sold about, I think, 3 cars or so, and for some, this is a really dumb reason, but we're not allowed to sell our cars anymore. So I'm not sure if there's a cooldown or what, but apparently we can only sell a certain amount of cars, and now we're not able to sell anymore. I think that's a really dumb feature, since I just want to get rid of the cars so we can hopefully get a chance to get some of the new ones. But at least we'll be able to check out 1 or 2 cars in this video, and then the rest I'll just look at through OpenIV and obviously some pictures that were given out when they released. But let's just try and buy one of the new cars then, and I'll at least get to show you one of them in game, and then the rest I'll show you obviously from the content that has been put out since the updates. So obviously I think we're gonna go with the RX-7 because this thing looks sweet. So first of all, before we go into all the cars, let me go over all of the new cars released in this update. So starting off, let's go through all of them real quick. So the first car on the list is the Calico GTF. Now I honestly really like this car. It is based off, I believe, the Celica GT or the Toyota Celica GT. Honestly, it looks like a really awesome car, and also apparently there is a ton of customization of each car, which again, we're not going to be able to see all of them in this video just because, again, I'm not going to freaking shell out about I think it'd be $140 to buy all these cars, but hopefully we can go through them a little bit in this video. So again, the first one is again the Calico GTF, which looks kind of like a Celica GT. I really like it, honestly, personally. It looks really nice, and I think hopefully we're going to see a lot of these on different servers. They are some pretty cool cars, and honestly one of my favorite cars from Toyota, definitely. And let's move on to the next one, the Dominator GTT. Now this is based off of obviously an old Mustang. I actually really like the look of it. It's nice to obviously have a couple more new Dominators in the lineup, and it's definitely a really nice muscle car. I'm definitely gonna try it out, at least when we're able to. It definitely looks like a very nice kind of old school Mustang. Hopefully we're going to see a lot of people with these as well. Now the next car is honestly probably one of my favorites from this update, because personally I love the 350Z. That's one of my favorite cars IRL, and hopefully I will own one of those at some point in my life, hopefully soon. But the next one is the Honest Euros. Again, I believe it's based off a 350 or 370Z, a little bit more on the 370Z, but I actually really love this car. Again, it's based off of one of my favorite IRL cars, so I'll definitely be picking this up on the RP server, hopefully, if I can make enough money for it once we release it. But definitely another really nice car, again based off the 370Z. They did a really good job. Also, with this update, it seems like they kind of put away their, you know, their GTA-ness. It seems like most of the cars are just straight up rip-offs from IRL, which again, I don't really mind. I kind of like that, honestly. But it seems like they aren't really trying to hide that they're trying to steal car designs anymore. They're kind of just, you know, yoinking the design straight up, which I actually don't mind. I kind of like the more IRL car look than having them create their own brands and such. But I still think it's definitely interesting to see what they did with this update. Next, we're going to be talking about the Futo GTX, which looks again very similar to the regular Futo. Again, I believe this one is based off the AE86. It is a teeny bit different than the normal Futo, but it looks very similar. Still a very nice car, and hopefully some people are going to be turning these into like drift cars and such, and it should be a lot of fun to see them. Next is another one of my favorites. I actually really like this car as well. Next is a very interesting one. I was actually surprised to see this, although it is a very popular car, so I wasn't too surprised. It is the Jester RR, which is based off of the Mark V Supra. Again, a really nice car as well. Again, we do have the Mark IV with the Jester Classic, I believe, and now we finally have the Mark V with the Jester RR. Another very nice looking car. It's gonna be interesting to see how people customize these. The next one on the list is the Asus Remus. Now, I believe this is based off the Sylvia S13. Also another really nice classic car. It seems, again, for this tuner update, they definitely were looking for more tuner cars, and I'm really glad they kind of put it out there, because I don't believe we've really had a ton of real tuner kind of JDM cars on GTA, so it's nice for them to finally take a whole update to kind of add a bunch of them, and I really like this update, honestly, personally. But again, the Remus, again based off the S13, really nice car as well. More of kind of like a sleeper car. Definitely gonna be interesting to see what people do with these as well. Now, the next car is another one of my personal favorite, is the Dinka RT3000, which is based on the Honda S2000, pretty much an exact replica of a Honda S2000. A nice lightweight fun sports car. Definitely another really cool one added in this update. And just moving on, again, I'm trying to go through these ones kind of fast, is the Tailgater S. I believe it's based on an Audi RS3, another really cool sedan. There haven't been really a ton of added sedans, so it is nice to see them adding a couple more into the game. It's gonna be interesting as well to see what these look like around town, but definitely another nice one, the Tailgater S. Now, the next one is very interesting. It is the Volcar Warner HKR. Now, if a lot of you have played GTA on tons of servers, the Warner on a lot of RP servers is kind of like the generic starter car. So it is interesting to see them kind of have a modified Warner now, more like a truck. I believe it might be based on kind of an old Datsun truck, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. But it's definitely a very interesting little sports car truck. Again, because it is based off the Warner, it is very small, which makes it, again, very nimble and a pretty interesting car for them to add into the game. Especially seeing another variation of the Warner is also very nice. Now, the last car of the 10 cars initially added in this update is going to be my personal favorite, besides maybe the Euros, and it is going to be the Asus ZR350, which obviously, if you are into cars at all, is based or pretty much just copy pasted from the RX-7, which is again a fan favorite or a favorite of a ton of people, including myself. Pretty much a JDM legend, and renowned by pretty much everyone who's into any kind of JDM or kind of more Japanese sports cars. So this is honestly going to be probably one of my favorite. I guarantee this is probably going to be one of the most popular cars in this update, and it's definitely interesting to see again all of them added into this update. And then of course there's going to be 7 more that we're talking about at the end of this video that are not yet released, but will be released in hopefully the coming months. So now that we've gone through all the cars, I believe we're going to try out one of them. I believe we should have enough money for one of these cars. So let's go over here onto the interwebs, go on to Legendary Motorsports, and I believe we should be able to buy it from right here. We're going to get it in white. And let's buy, actually we can trade in, increase reputation. Okay, we cannot trade in, so let's buy it now. Boom. And I'm gonna go pick this up and let's try out some of the customization for the new ZR350. I'll move you guys once we're checking it out. Alrighty, so checking this thing out, it is literally just an RX-7. There's I don't think there's anything that's changed by then. The logos obviously are barely different. Jeez, they really did almost exactly a 350, or not 350, sorry, a RX-7 with the ZR350. Like, the logos are pretty much almost the same as the rotary logo. But let's head over to LS Customs and check out what customization there is for the Asus ZR350. Also, how does it sound? Ooh, it sounds good. It sounds exactly how I'd want it to sound. Alrighty, let's go check this out over at LS Customs. Oh, wait a second. Oh, it has pop-up headlights. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Yep, this is definitely my favorite car from the update, 100%. Let's go drive it to LS Customs and see what we can do to this thing.
What's wrong with her now?
Alrighty, so we are in LS Customs. Let's see what kind of customization this thing has. So again, armor of brakes, bumpers. Okay, starting off with bumpers for the oh my gosh, there's a lot. So we got the vented stock, we got the street bumper, race bumper, cutout. Ooh, that looks kind of nice. Painted cutout, and then of course the tuner. Damn, there's a lot of customization for this car, at least for the front bumper. Now let's check out the rear bumper. So we got the stock, the rear, oh, that looks mean, and the primary tip diffuser. Oh, that looks really nice as well. You know what, we're gonna get this. We're gonna customize this a little bit. Let's get a front bumper as well. We only have 2 unlocked. Let's go for this one. This one looks pretty nice. Let's keep moving on to the exhaust. Oh my, there's a ton of exhausts as well. We got the stock, the street, titanium tipped, dual titanium tipped, dual square exit. I don't think that looks the best. Angled tip exhaust, angled exhaust alternate, angled blast. Oh, the good old Bose Suzuki pipes, and then these straight ones. Looks pretty damn nice. I think we're just gonna keep it stock for now though. Let's go back again. Explosives fenders is the next one we're looking at. Again, a ton of customization with all of these new cars, I believe. We have the stock primary bolted carbon. Oh, the carbon fender looks nice. Primary front fenders, carbon front fenders, stock rear. I don't think that really, yeah, it's just rear and the front are both in the same category. I'm guessing it's the same. Primary bolted carbon, obviously primary, and then the carbon rear again. Let's upgrade this a little bit. Let's go with the primary bolted, make it a little bit of a wide body in the back as well. Let's do that. And then headlights, let's see what we can change. We can change it to sleepy eyes and the drowsy eyes. Again, I know a lot of people in real life do these with their Miatas, so it's definitely interesting to see in GTA on an RX-7. Definitely interesting customization you can do with it. Next is going to be the hood. So we have hood catches to start off. We have the primary hood catch, secondary. We got good old hood pins, angled hood pins, latch hood pins, blue, red, and gold latch or hood latch hood pins. So definitely interesting. I personally don't really like hood pins on cars too much, besides, you know, maybe some really nice Mustangs. So we're going to keep our stock for now though. And the hood, we have a bunch of hoods as well. A see-through hood, that is pretty interesting. Carbon stock, ribbed, carbon ribbed, ribbed hood alternate, carbon ribbed hood alternate, cut vented hood, carbon cutted vented hood, and the Trident vented hood also. Oh, and more. Carbon Trident vented hood. We got the kidney vented hood, kidney carbon vented hood, fully vented hood, fully vented carbon. There is a lot of customization. 15 different hoods for this car. Pretty crazy. Let's go with the carbon one, make it look kind of nice. What else we got in here? We got the interior. We have a bunch of customization for the interior as well. Let's look at the dash real quick. We got the street, semi-stripped, race dash and stripped, and the carbon dash and stripped. Oh, that, you know, we're grabbing that as well. That looks pretty nice. Different dials, we can get 5 different dials. The stock, the single, the dash gauges, the pod tachometer and dash gauges, and the pod mounted tachometer. Pretty nice customizations as well. For the door cards, geez, there's a lot of door cards upgrades. We got the weave door with the handle, lightweight weave, ballistic fiber doors with handle, lightweight with handle, Carbon door panels with handle, pretty nice ones as well. We got a bunch of different seats. I'll just go through these a little faster since these aren't really too much customization. They just kind of change. Ooh, the carbon race seats do look really nice, so we're gonna pick those up as well. Steering wheels, we got, I believe these are just all the normal steering wheels that are in GTA, so I don't believe, oh actually no, these are all based off the ZR350, so pretty nice as well. We're gonna keep it stock for now though, and of course we can also get some roll cages with the car to make it look pretty nice as well. Next up is the different lights. I believe this isn't really going to do too much. Headlights, just the neons or the xenons, I mean. Let's check out what liveries we got for this thing. We got 16 different liveries. We got the classic racing stripes, the Annis stripes alternative, shopping list, okay, interesting, shopping list alternative, Sakura tree, sprunk. Actually, we can move the camera around, I believe, a bit with this. Here we go. Sprunk, princess robot bubblegum. Oh boy. Baron, if you're watching this video from Just RP, I know he's gonna go with this one if he ends up getting this car. Classic Annis Racing. We got Racing Alt, Atomic Drift Team. Oh, that's actually pretty nice as well. Kasama Chevrons. Okay, winning is winning. Annis Racing Tribal Alternative, and that's about it for the liveries. A lot of liveries for this thing. We got some louvers as well, so we got the primary and then the carbon. I actually love louvers on the cars. I'm not sure about it on the RX-7. I kind of just like it stock with the glass. We got a couple different mirrors as well. The tuner, carbon front wing mounted, and the primary front wing mounted as well. And I believe, oh, we got the roof as well. We got a carbon roof, carbon race roof scoop, tuner roof scoop, and the carbon tuner race scoop, if I could talk. We got 15 different side skirts. Again, with all these new cars, there is a ton of different upgrades for all of them, so it's definitely pretty nice to see all these upgrades with them as well, so we can customize them quite a lot. We got street, carbon street skirts, tuner skirts, carbon tuner skirts, race skirts, carbon vented skirts, carbon vented skirts, competition, carbon vented skirts again, custom skirts, custom carbon skirts, extended skirts, and carbon extended skirts. Quite a lot of different side skirts as well. We got quite a lot of splitters, not too bad at all. We got the plastic secondary, we got the primary splitter, carbon street splitter. Oh, that looks pretty damn mean. Primary tipped canards, carbon race splitter, race with primary canards, and then race with the secondary canards. We're gonna get the carbon race splitter. It looks pretty damn mean. And I believe, oh, we got spoilers as well. Again, there's a ton of customization with all these cars. We got the optional spoiler. Oh, pretty nice. Secondary optional spoiler, the street spoiler, the carbon street spoiler, the tuner spoiler. Ooh, that's a big ass wing. We got the carbon tuner spoiler, the race spoiler, carbon race, competition spoiler. Oh my, there's a lot of these. Carbon competition, big ass wing. Oh my gosh, that thing is huge. I believe you can put this wing on the Feltzer as well, if I remember correctly. The carbon big wing, rear mounted spoiler, carbon rear mounted, roof spoiler alt, and the carbon rear mounted spoiler alternative. That wing is freaking huge. I will go with obviously the amazing, you know, the one that is on, I believe, some of the more tuned up RX-7s, the optional spoiler. I really like that. Next is the sun strips. Again, we have quite a lot of these as well. Primary, plastic, white Fakuru, black Fakuru. We got the white Mindmock sun strip, the black Mindmock sun strip, the white power metal one, and the black power metal one. Suspension, obviously you have all the different levels of suspension, normal stuff there. And tail lights we have as well, some new ones as well. We got the green, oh, that looks kind of ugly. The red taillight, yellow taillight, blue, and iridescent. I don't think any of these really look that great, if I'm being honest. I think that's definitely some new customization though, and I believe that's it. And then of course we have just the normal wheels. So good thing that we didn't actually buy all the cars, because going through all the customization, all the new cars would take quite a long time. But just know there is a ton of customization with all of these newly added cars, so definitely nice. I definitely recommend trying to buy some in GTA Online, or I'll be doing probably a more in-depth video once we get an N5M. We can go through everything a little bit more in depth, but that's about it for all of the new cars added in this update. Now we're going to be going over the 7 unreleased cars that have not been released yet for this update. But thankfully, thanks to our friends with OpenIV, we are able to actually look into the meta files and check out all of the different 7 new cars that are going to be released over the summer. So let's head over to OpenIV and check out all of these unreleased cars that, again, you're going to be getting a first look at, as they have not been released yet and will not be until over the summer, where they are gradually going to be releasing them over time. So again, let's look at these 7 unreleased cars that are going to be released in the summer. And for that, let's hop over to our desktop and hop into OpenIV. Alrighty, so now we're over in OpenIV. If you guys want to view these cars for yourself, by the way, all you have to do is have OpenIV open, go into GTA 5, go down into Update. From there, you're going to go down to X64, and then from there, you're going to go down to DLC packs. From here, you should be able to find MP Tuner. Gonna go into DLC times 64, levels, GTA 5, go down to the vehicles, and then mptuner.rpf, and you should be able to see all these cars here. So obviously we aren't going to be going through the cars that we talked about, such as the Calico, since we have already talked about these and looked at a couple of pictures of them. But we are going to again look at these 7 new cars that are going to be added over the summer update that are not currently in. And those 7 cars are the Comet 6, the Cypher, the Dominator 7, the Growler, the Previon, the Sultan 3, and I believe the Vector. All right, so starting off, let's look at the Comet 6. Actually, let's look at the a little bit more high-res one. The Comet 6, which again, I'm guessing is based off of kind of the newer year Porsches, and it looks very, very nice. Now, currently, there are, I believe, quite a lot of different Comets in the game, so it is nice that they're adding quite a nice, more kind of modern one, and I'm really excited to see what the customization is for this car. It definitely looks very, very nice. Again, the Comet 6 is the first one we are going to be looking at. Definitely excited to see this put in. The next one we're going to be looking at is the Cypher, which is basically, it seems to be exactly an M2 or an M2 competition. Looks very nice. Definitely nice to have this in game finally. Definitely going to be a lot of people wanting to get these cars, as well as I know the M2 is a very, very popular car, and it's nice to see kind of another class of this car being added into the game, and kind of something a little bit different than usual. There aren't a ton of modern sports cars or a ton of kind of new age sports cars, of course, of how GTA is or how old it is. So it's nice to be for them to be adding some nice more modern sports cars as this and the Comet 6. The next one we're going to be looking at is probably one of my other favorites. This is honestly a car that I'm really, really glad they're adding in, and it is kind of the old style, I believe 2005 2006 Mustang. I could be wrong on those years, but it kind of looks reminds me of the Mustang Terminator. I really, really, really like this, and I'm really excited for them to add this in game. I guarantee there's going to be a ton of customization, probably the Bosozoku pipes. You're going to probably be able to do some crazy stuff to this. I really, really love the look of this, and we don't really have too many of these kind of cars in game, which again, this update seems to be adding a lot of cars that a lot of people have obviously wanted over the years, and I'm really, really happy with how they did this update, and I'm really excited to see whenever this one gets added into the game. Again, it's kind of more like an older Mustang. I honestly personally really like it. Seems like this one has kind of a small shaker hood or a small intake hood. I really, really like it. And let's keep moving on to the next one, and this one is the Dominator 7. Excited for whenever this one gets added in. Hopefully it's not too long before this one is added into the game. Now, the next one we're going to be looking at is, of course, also, I'm not sure what these freight cars in. This might be something new as well. I'm guessing for some missions or something. But obviously, this is not a car that is getting added in. This is just probably going to be a prop or something to transport cars for a mission or something. Not really sure what this thing is going to be used for yet. But the next car we're going to be looking at is the Growler. I believe this is based off a Porsche Boxer, or at least that's what it kind of reminds me of. And again, is a very, very nice, more modern car that they are going to be adding to the game. I'm excited to see if this gets released along with the Comet 6, since they're kind of the same class or same brand. It will be interesting to see how they release this. But again, another Comet looking car. Again, can't really complain about them adding more Porsches to the game, as they are, of course, amazing vehicles. The next car that we're going to be looking at is the Previon, another really, really cool car. I believe this is based off of the Lexus SC300, which is another freaking cult classic. So they are adding in a ton of cars that people obviously want, a ton of cars that are going to be loved by the community, and a ton of cars that kind of the older generation, now that of course the game is getting a little bit older, can appreciate as well. well. This one's going to be really nice. Again, the back is pretty much just straight up an SC300 Lexus, so it's definitely going to be nice to see this one added to the game as well. And the nice sloping hood and nice headlights, nice taillights, kind of a smaller design. It's going to be really nice to see again in game. And the next one we're going to be looking at, again, I believe we have 2 more left, I believe. Or no, I think we have, yeah, we have 2 more left. We have the Sultan 3 as well as the Vector. So let's talk about the Sultan 3, because it is definitely a very interesting car. If you guys have used the Sultan Classic at all, it is basically just a 2-door Sultan Classic. I believe this one, or I'm guessing this one, is modeled off of a 22B Subaru. So it's a pretty nice car. Again, it's basically just exactly the Sultan Classic, but I think it might have a little bit of a wider body, as well as it being a 2-door instead of the Sultan Classic where it is a 4-door. I think this is based off the 22B or the RS 2.5, but still a very, very nice car nonetheless. But unfortunately, it is basically just the Sultan Classic with 1 door and a little bit smaller still, although a very nice car. And the last car we're going to be looking at for those 7 cars that are going to be added in is the Vector, which I believe is based off the Lexus RCF. Again, it's really nice how they're adding in a mix of kind of old classics as well as kind of modern cars that are very new. I definitely really, again, like this update. This is probably one of my favorite car updates that they have released, and definitely has quite a lot of cars. So again, this is the Vector. Again, remind me a little bit of the RCF Lexus. Definitely another very nice 2-door sports car. And it is going to be interesting to see what the customization is for this car, as you know, Lexuses aren't really modified a ton, although some people obviously modify them. So it is going to be interesting to see what kind of modifications we're going to be able to do to this thing. But I think that's going to be about it for this episode. Again, if you guys did enjoy me going through the 10 new cars added in, as well as the 7 ones that are going to be added in over the summer, make sure again to leave a like and subscribe, and also let me know in the comments what you think of these new cars. Personally, this is probably my favorite car update yet, as it added in a lot of old kind of JDM classics or classics in general, and also had a good mix of modern cars, mostly the modern cars that are going to be added in the future. But either way, I think it was a very, very nice update. And if you guys did enjoy, again, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.